A very good afternoon to you and welcome to CoreTV News in this hour. I am Nina Nyama. President Muhammadu Buhari in a nationwide broadcast on Thursday to mark the 55th independence anniversary charged Nigerians on the unity of purpose to celebrate the independence. The president reiterated his commitment to the change mantra, especially winning the war against Boko Haram. He, however, added that his government is not meant for hunting anyone, and all hands will be on deck to win.
I hereby invite everyone, whatever his or her political view, to join me in working for the nation. My countrymen and women, every new government inherits problems. Ours was no different. But what Nigerians want are solutions, quick solutions, not a recitation of problems inherited. Accordingly, after consultations with the Vice President, senior party leaders, and other senior stakeholders, I quickly got down to work on the immediate, medium-term, and long-term problems which we must solve if we are to maintain the confidence which Nigerians so generously bestowed on us in the March elections. And since then, as you know, I toured the neighboring countries, marshaled a coalition of armed forces of the 5 nations to confront and defeat Boko Haram. Fellow Nigerians, there have been a lot of anxiety and impatience over the apparent delay in the announcement of ministers. There is no cause to be anxious. Our government set out to do things methodically and properly. We received the handover notes from the outgoing government only 4 days before taking over. Consequently, the Jordan Transition Committee submitted its report on the reorganization of federal government structure after studying the handover notes. It would have been haphazard to announce ministers when the government had not finalized the number of ministries to optimally carry the burden of governance. Anyway, the wait is over. The first set of names for ministerial nominees for confirmation has been sent to the Senate. Subsequent lists will be forwarded in due course.
The Senate President, Bukola Saraki, on Thursday turned up at the presidential villa alongside other dignitaries for ceremonies marking the nation's 55th independence anniversary. It was the first time he will be seen publicly at the State House since he emerged Senate President against the wish of the leadership of the ruling All Progressive Congress. The event was a ceremonial change of guards at the forecourts of the seat of power.
I believe that the commitment of all of us to ensure that we protect this democracy, take Nigeria to that role it should be playing in the Committee of Nations, is what our objective now is. To let us in Nigeria, the new Nigeria, to not be business as usual, and we'll reposition and meet those aspirations, addressing the issue of poverty, creating better lives for our people. But as we do that, we must celebrate what we've been able to achieve. Because there were many times during that journey that a lot of people didn't give us a chance to be able to where we are today. And many countries have not been able to do it. Despite all this, we've been able to get to that point. We get to the brink, but at the end of the day, we stand firm and we deliver. That is success. What is left, we will do it together. We're determined to do it for the sake of those who have our forefathers who have worked so hard to get us here, for the sake of the younger ones who are behind and looking forward. We will will not let you down. I think that we are lucky with the kind of leadership being provided by Mr. President, forthrightness. We'll get there.
Famine would help the country to move forward. And honestly, I wish him, all the best, and will give him all the support to do what he has to do in order to really reduce the damage corruption has been doing for the country.
Lagos State joined other states and indeed Nigerians in the 55th Independence Anniversary celebration, with the state governor Kiwumi Anbode assuring Lagosians and all Nigerians that better days lie ahead. Our correspondent Precious Kingston was at the parade and fathered his reports presented from our studios.
Dignitaries led by the representatives of the Lagos State Governor, Deputy Governor Idiot Adebule, gathered for yet another parade to mark the nation's 55th independence anniversary at the Lagos Police College. With a march passed over, the governor, Ambade, who spoke through his deputy Adebule, urged the Nigerians to stay on the course as the days ahead will be better.
Fellow Lagosians, on this day, 55 years ago, history was made as the national flag of the sovereign state of Nigeria was flown for the first time at the race course, Onikon signifying our sovereignty as a people. Our hearts swell with pride as we became master of collective destiny, and we have since then collectively labored to build a strong nation, united and indivisible despite the tough challenges that we have passed through. Together, we shall continue to overcome, because the labors of our founding fathers and heroes of democracy will not be in vain. Today is the dawn of new beginning for us as a nation.
Former Lagos State Governor Lateef Jakande, who was present as a guest of honor, has this to say on what he thinks the panacea for the eradication of crime and criminal activities is.
Nigeria has made its name. However, in recent times, we have been visited by very, very strong developments. It is never the expectation of a great country to kidnap people. It is never the wish of our founding father to make this country unconvertible.
These other participants also have this to say on how far Nigeria has gone and their expectations for the future.
The journey has been long because 55 years is no joke. It's a long journey. But thank God, we may not be there, but we are still on track, and there is hope. As long as we keep on moving, there is hope that we get there. So it has not been that bad. There is peace in the land, there is prosperity, and we thank God that we are able to move about with security. So it is well with Nigeria.
I expect a better Nigeria where we have citizens that are graduates, who have job opportunities, instead of going into jobs that are not beneficial to the nation at large.
Nigeria was celebrating because you can see that things are happening. Well, we believe that Nigeria is going to a higher level. With the new government that we're having now, they have been improving in things that will take Nigeria to a higher ground.
With the expectation of Nigerians growing by the day, the pressure on the present administration to deliver will inevitably continue to grow.
Today, Our Excellency, the Deputy Governor is ready.
Meanwhile, Taraba State Governor Darius Ishak was granted state pardon to 12 prisoners in commemoration of the nation's 55th independence anniversary. He disclosed this during the statewide Independent Day broadcast, where he also announced a low-key celebration. This, according to the governor, is as a result of the death of Kpantizing Abbas, Sambo and other Nigerians during the recent Hajj stampede in Mina, Saudi Arabia.
Value to our lives and the lives of to add value to our lives and the lives of our fellow citizens wherever we are, as a government, as politicians, as civil servants, as entrepreneurs, as traditional rulers, as students, and overall as bona fide citizens of Taraba State in particular and Nigeria in general. I am aware that the army of stakeholders, the crop of civil servants, and our teeming electorates who supported us massively during the last elections are expecting more from this administration and from Taraba State government on a day like this and in the days ahead. With a deep sense of responsibility and considering the intricacies of the last 3 years that plunged the state into a political turmoil and financial crisis, I wish to state that we are working assiduously to get this administration running at the desired pace.
We'll take a break now, return with more stories. Just stay with us.
To serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The laborer, our heroes past, shall never be.
You're still watching CoreTV News in this hour. For more of our news stories, join us on our social media platform, facebook.com/CoreTV News. On our Twitter handle at CoreTV News NG. On our YouTube channel, youtube.com/CoreTV, leave a space news. A day which would have been the commemoration of Nigeria's independence and 19th year creation of Ekiti State. Ado-Ekiti, the Ekiti State capital, was gripped with protest from coalition of students. The students took to the streets, alleging the arrest of the president, Olushola Kolakbo, by the Ekiti State governor and total neglect of students' agitation. Deputy Governor, however, denies this allegation. Our correspondent, Rashid has more in this report.
The Oluyemi Kayode Stadium in Ado-Ekiti has been the yearly venue of independence celebration, but no action is recorded. Instead, the action is taken to the streets of Ado-Ekiti by students in protest against the state government. Their grouse is about the harsh condition attached to students' bursary and scholarship and the arrest of the union president by the deputy governor, Kolakbo Eleka.
About 2 weeks ago, I went to the scholarship board to agitate for my people about the bursary, and on getting to that place, being agitating, what they don't say, they don't agree with what I'm saying. That's the reason why I was arrested. The intimidation is too much by the deputy governor of Ekiti State.
The Commission of Education was there. And when we were there, we were made to understand the fact that the deputy governor of the state has interest in this case.
The students also fought the recently held education summit, while representatives of the state-owned university decry neglect.
They did education summit in which none of the student union leader in Ekiti State is in attendance. They mobilized they mobilize Okada Rider in Yaloja.
How will you tell the students in Maduguri, in Yo, like his state students, to come down to this state to collect bus fee?
We have observed that even the state government is not ready to listen to student agitations. Why?
The state government, however, denies the allegation while reinstating its commitment to students' welfare in the state.
That is not true, because as at the time the student was arrested, the deputy governor was attending the economic council meeting in Abuja. We want to pay the bursary. We want it to be an online thing, so that it will be a direct contract between the government and the students.
The end to this may still be far in sight as the student body vow to press home their demands further. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado-Ekiti.
In the same vein, the hope of Kwara State residents to celebrate Independence Day anniversary was dashed by the state government. The cancellation, according to the state government, is as a result of security reports gathered on the proposed destruction of the celebration by hoodlums. Ilorin residents, however, questioned the rationale behind this cancellation. Rashid has more.
While some states did not make preparation for the independence anniversary, the case of Kwara State is of significance as the celebration was cancelled barely hours to its commencement. The Ilorin Metropolitan Square, which was the local celebration, is later stripped of the decoration, while entertainers moved their equipment back home in disappointment. Security agents earlier drafted to the place also went back to their base without carrying any duty. While stating the reasons for the cancellation of the event, the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor Media, Muideen Akorede, says the government received genuine information on the plan to disrupt the program from forces outside the state.
We received credible information, credible security reports from all the security agencies that certain people have come from outside the state to connive with certain elements within the state to cause trouble during the Independence Parade at the Metro Square in Ilorin. And, in view of the numbers of people expected there, the state government considered it expedient to cancel the parade, not minding the amount of money that had been invested already, not minding the amount of work that had gone in there already, not minding that our people were looking forward to that celebration and the parade. The government feels, rightly too, that the security of those who will be there and those within the town is much more important than the celebration, which, by the grace of God, we will have others anyway. So that was the reason why the government had to cancel that celebration.
Some citizens, however, not happy, blaming the cancellation on poor governance, even as the government issues stern warning to troublemakers.
The cancellation of the celebration of Independence Day in Kwara State is a product of the political environment in Kwara State. Homo sapiens, that is humans, wherever is their habitat, either Africa, Asia, or Europe, envisages the same angelous characteristic and will react when the time comes. So the people of Kwara are angry because they are hungry.
It's not good the way they cancelled it. They would have tried and even do it, even if in a small package, they just try and do it. But cancelling it, I didn't think anybody is trying to do anything per se. Everything is already calm, so there's nothing anybody can do about that one.
Our state is a state of harmony. We have that reputation, and that is something the Ahmed administration is determined to maintain with all legal resources at its disposal. The government, in conjunction with the police, will go after anyone found to be involved in these acts. I believe strongly, we believe strongly that this is the handiwork of certain political elements who have an agenda of disrupting the peace of the state for reasons we don't know yet, but which the security agencies have assured us, which Governor Ahmed is determined to foil, because he swore an oath to look after the welfare and security of the people of Kwara State.
The hitherto state of harmony, now becoming state of suspicion and protest, is raising concerns among political observers.
Nigerians have been speaking of what they expect as the present administration continues on its course of achieving its change mantra. Our correspondent Netu Labare, who spoke to some Nigerians on the occasion of the nation's Independence Day, has details in this report presented from our studios.
Concerned and eager to experience changes in the present administration. They say the change needs to be felt by the ordinary Nigerians. Edward Ogungbesan, former Deputy Speaker of Ogun State House of Assembly, says the Muhammadu Buhari-led administration is gradually moving and improving from the immediate past governments.
Nigeria is a nation that should be working, but we are running. Yes, indeed, I'm proud to be a Nigerian. This is a great country that has very great potentials, and things are getting better. If you are talking of the present government, that is the Buhari administration, which came on board about 117 days ago or thereabout. Yes, he promised change, and I believe the changes that he promised are positive changes. It is too early in the day, or too short a time to judge the administration. It will not be fair. Like I told you, non-partisan. So when I make my comments, I'm being very, very, very objective. We hope that the Buhari administration will move Nigeria forward. He has promised to move Nigeria forward.
For Lance Musa, an industrialist, is positive of what he described as the inevitability of the change being preached by the present government.
I think I'm very proud to be in Nigeria. I'm very, very proud because as an industrialist, I can tell you that for now, my cost of production has come down because I now have NEPA power to produce, which before nobody can even think about it. That singular act for me is very important.
For these Nigerians, however, they contend the stock is cheap, and what is needed is real action that will impact positively on the lives of the people.
We have a new government now, so my opinion, by the grace of God, things will be better than before. Because before, there's no hope, but by the grace of God, we have hope now.
We thank God for the new government. We thank God because the new government is a government that have a good mind for people, for the Nigerians. We can see the changes.
Nigeria is improving now. During the say Baba, everything is okay. I'm very happy for Buhari, so everything has changed now.
Buhari is a man of virtue. He has really tried. I think the man is doing fine.
But until then, as the saying goes, the beat goes on.
Away from our local stories and now to the foreign scene, a gunman went on a shooting rampage at a college in the United States of Oregon, killing 9 people and injuring 7 before he died in a shootout with police. Eyewitnesses said the shooter, identified by U.S. media as Chris Harper Mercer, opened fire in a classroom at Umpqua Community College in rural Roseburg and moved to other rooms, methodically gunning down his victims. Douglas County Sheriff John Hanlin disclosed this. Russian warplanes have unleashed a new wave of airstrikes against opponents of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad amid concerns that many of Moscow's targets are civilians. A Russian official, Alexei Rashkov, disclosed that the Russian airstrikes will last for 3 to 4 months and will intensify. Jets on Thursday hit areas in the suburbs of Hama and Idlib, all areas under the control of loose coalitions of rebel groups, including the Western-backed Free Syrian Army. The UK-based monitoring group disclosed that Russian airstrikes in Syria have killed 28 people since they were launched on Wednesday. Russian President Vladimir Putin, however, rejected allegations that civilians have been killed in Russian raids. And that's it on CoreTV News in this hour. Thank you so very much for watching. I am Nena Nyama. Good afternoon.